Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello. How are we doing? Is that my brother I see over on Twitch? Hi. Hello. So if you don't know or you just stumbled upon me, we are doing Dungeons and Dragons stuff today. Huck H3B, hello, welcome in. Stoic Lund, hello. Love you, brother. How you been? Hope you are doing good. Oh, gotta do the thing here. 1 sec. There we go. Hello, YouTube. I just remembered to switch over the scene. Huck H3B, hello. Always good. I'm glad. Wait, what did you do? Did you just re-up your 2 months? You just re-upped your sub? How dare you? Hope you enjoy the blood bag badge. Wait. Did we already reach 5? Wait. What's going on? Oh, no, we're at 0. Okay, cool. I thought my goal got bugged. I was panicking. I'm like, wait, I haven't even done anything yet. I've been live for like 2 minutes. But yes, I have this one shot here called The Horror Within. Honestly, I don't know too much about it. I haven't fully read it. That's what I wanted to go over with today's stream. We're going to be going through learning a one shot as well as designing it, because today the design is going to be interesting. Wait, what did you just do? Wait. Stoic Lund, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Holy shit. You have reached the daily goal already, you mad lad. Fucking goddamn. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Huzzah, indeed. Jesus Christ. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs again. That is today's quota handled within the first 10 minutes. Holy shit. Roommate's here to take the cat that was sleeping on my shoulder away. Oh, she's angry. But yeah, this is The Horror Within. It takes place in a theater and an underground cathedral, which I think could be fun. We already got it. So we have maps. I don't have to worry about that. Let's go through the actual module and see what happens. Okay. So the way that the Arcane Arcade writes these modules is that they are meant for very little prep, but being as how I use a virtual tabletop, I need some prep. So I need to at least get the maps ready, tokens if I need them, anything like that. So we're going to go through the module right now and see if there's anything that we want to prepare. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. If anyone is having trouble reading this on mobile, I am live over on Twitch as well as live on Kick. So if you want to read it a bit clearer, you can find it over there. Bertrand Gillard. So that's one character. Lemon Vo, I think that's the theater. Debut play The Threads of Fate. One that he spent a year failing to find an idea for his next play. It took them wondering the ancient halls beneath the decrepit theater. Why is there any type of ancient structure beneath the theater? What the fuck? Oh shit, we're in ads over there. Oh no. I need to update the daily goal while everything's broken. 1 second. Where'd it go? we go. Overlay widgets. Welcome back from the ads, everyone. The sub goal, we already fucking succeeded. Hi. Taking a peek behind the Iron Curtain here. Where are we? Why didn't it count the gift subs? How do I fucking tell it that it's done? Honestly, didn't think I'd hit it, so I didn't program anything to happen. Oh my god, excuse me. I've just been yawning up a storm lately. There we go. I fixed it somehow. Don't know what I did. Because I've been helping my roommate watch after their newborn kitty. And it has been interesting. It's been exhausting, really. Okay, so I don't know why there's ancient halls down there. He found a tome that held promises of cosmic insights, of course, and he read it, and his mind broke. It was a ritual to pull an old one into the prime material. Okay, of course. So, what is with my bitrate? Calm down. He wrote the next play, reenactment of course it reenacts the ritual, because we wouldn't have a story if you didn't do that. Everyone who witnessed it is now completely mad. Okay. Starts with, oh god, I'll wake up soon, I promise. Yeah, Stoic Line, you remember how you requested that I play Not My Neighbor? Not My Neighbor. No, I'm Not Human. There you go. I have it. Just let me know when you want me to play it. See? Okay. So let's see. Meets with the wife of a friend who went mad. That's the plea for the adventure. Then they go to the theater, constantly test their sanity. They go beneath the theater. So there's probably some stuff happening in the theater, or I'm going to have to make up some stuff. And then they fight the old one. Which I appreciate it, Lund. Okay, so with this being a cosmic horror, I'm a fan of the horror trope that they never win, they just hold the line. I don't think that, now granted, something that's been in hibernation for a millennia or so shouldn't have a innate immunity to modern weaponry. Granted, this is for D&D, so I don't think an arrow is really going to do anything much, possibly. It depends on how, like, infant this deity is. But I might customize the ending to be a little more like, hey, things are okay for now, but they're going to be shit later. Congratulations, you held the line. Because it doesn't make sense to have a cosmic horror that has a good ending. That's just me. Like, it depends on what kind of endings are put in here. So one of the core things for anyone that's interested in being a GM is that even if you have a one shot, you don't have, or a pre-written adventure, you don't have to run it as written. You can ask some of my players from my Curse of Strahd campaign. Like 80% of the encounters that they go through in that game, I made up. Like, the book has tables upon tables, and I refer to those when I'm having a block. But more often than not, I make the encounters. And I try and keep them thematically appropriate. It's also the same for, like, say they actually managed to beat the campaign. Curse of Strahd has 3 campaigns written. I've written like 4 more, just based on some of the actions they've already taken, which could prompt a further adventure, or it could be a neat little cameo, say they come back for another game. So as a DM, don't follow your source material to the letter, because you will be horribly limiting yourself. Get ready to improv. Have some things in your back pocket to surprise your players with, especially if you sometimes get players that like to read ahead, because one-shots, campaigns, they could be purchased. You don't know what they have. At any given point, just make shit up. And then that'll also tell you who the metagamer is, because then they'll be like, that's not in the campaign. But then you're like, it's in mine. Did it capture this one? Okay, fine. That's gonna need some editing. All right, so with how these are written, I don't want to go too far into the prep stuff, because if I just have script upon script, then I'll just read that out during the session. Like the most that I'll need is some ready lines to answer whatever some of the overarching questions, and then I have to improv the character for the stupid questions. An example of that could be the players being like, what made them go mad? I don't think there's a answer in here for what happened. Instead it leaves it open, so I'm supposed to improv an answer for like, I don't know, he just went to a show and he came back eating fucking rats. Who knows? So they do provide a PC here, and it thankfully it gives the class and the race. So on my virtual tabletop, I know which token to place, and they also are nice enough to link the character sheets, or at least the stats. So if you get your hands on this one shot, the characters are sometimes pre-built. So even if you don't own like pre-built characters, and you're wondering about like what stat block, what ability they should have, chances are it's included in the module. Let's see. Meeting with, so Professor Lang is the one, Hiroshi Lang is the one that went crazy, and we're meeting with Olivia Lang, and there is going to be a sanity system, so I'm going to have to figure out how to plug that in. Field of reward, these are the different things you can use to get your players to be like, why would I risk my life for this? Other than the meta answer of, hey, you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, go do the adventure. In character, you can be like, oh, well, we're successful professors at the local university, we can pay you a reward for figuring out what's going on. Or like, hey, if you don't do this, this is going to continue to spread God knows how far. Or even down here, the appeal to discovery, you would further press on the players being like, there's a ancient cathedral underneath the theater that it was built on top of, and we know how to get into it if you want to go check it out. If you scope it out, find out what's causing all of this. We can also look for any type of relics. It's at this point that I can also think of custom rewards for my players. So like, if they're going down there for relics, maybe it can be holy items, maybe it can be cursed items, magic items, single use, like overkill items that they can use for later fights. And I'm really gonna have to base that off of what's happening at the time, but I should definitely have some in my back pocket. So I'm gonna have to program those because a lot of those are custom. It even covers visiting the professor. So what I can already tell from this one page is I'm going to need 3 major things, which branches out into a whole bunch of other shit. I'm going to need the room map where I can place the hero tokens, Olivia Lang, and Professor Lang, and it needs to include the room that the professor's in, because Theater of the Mind, for me, only goes so far. I have difficulty describing enough detail that they can adequately picture what I am thinking. So I like to rely on visual media, which you will see. Hopefully, if I can get my shit together. I didn't really time any of this, so I'm trying to get to the good stuff here soon. Everyone on Twitch, an ad is about to start. If you are not subscribed, an ad is starting. So I need the 2 people made, so I have to make tokens for those. Well, I have to find the pre-made tokens that come with my module, but I need to make the character sheets, and I need to make the map for where you are meeting these people, so that they can see the setting. When I make the map, I should probably also like dress it up a bit, like maybe he trashed the place, so I can set some like loose furniture strewn about the map, things to really like tie in what these people are walking into, because you wouldn't walk into an immaculate manor whose owner is fucking off their rocker. He's probably gonna have trash stuff before they manage to put him away. It even says right here he's insane. In fact, his insanity is you can catch it. Him just talking to you drives you a little bit cuckoo. So once they are done talking there, it seems to go immediately to the theater. So what I can do here to give the players a break is either further roleplay with the people involved, or I can create something to happen along the way. Like maybe they run into a pack of crazy people that just left the theater, or what if the person that did take the sanity damage, I would make a encounter where like things start being weird for them. Hi, Dina. Please don't put gibberish in my chat. That's weird. I don't know if you fell asleep on your keyboard, but yeah, don't do that. So there could be any type of encounters. So first off, I have to decide where this is taking place. Is it in a town? Is it in a village? How packed is it? What's the makeup of the town? And with that town, how many people can afford to go to a theater? And of those people, how many came back crazy? How many people are freaking out over this stuff, and like they can come across certain parties like spreading rumors and gossip, or trying to talk amongst themselves, trying to figure out how to help these people. So long list of things you can do to not just hard cut to where they need to be. If they want a more filled out campaign, you got to make up those encounters in the middle, like I said earlier. Another thing about this type of campaign, this is technically a genre of horror, so I would need to dress up a lot of these things with horror language. So what I mean by horror language is, let's say you walk up to a gate, right? And the gate opens. Normally you would say like, you know, the gate creaks on its rusty hinges as it finally opens through no seeable power. There's nothing powering it. No one's opening it. It just opens on its own. It's a little bit creepy. People wondering how the hell, whatever. But for a horror setting, it's like the gate creaks on rusty hinges that sound like the wails of the damned. The shadows of the trees nearby stretching like claws as the sun disappears behind a hill, leading to an inky blackness filling the sky. Like that fills a more horror sense, and this campaign needs to be full of language like that. Just to keep players in the fact that like this is horror, this is supposed to be scary. Because one thing that can and will kill a campaign, especially a horror campaign, is when people start making fun of it. It could be funny a couple times, but if the entire way the player characters are just treating it like a goof, then they're not going to engage with anything. So you need to start delivering that type of dialogue. Soldier, thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. That's greatly appreciated. Hope you enjoy my content. I don't only do D&D streams. This is actually a new thing, but I will be making D&D videos as well. Rockabilly Fame, hello, welcome in. Thank you for watching me over on YouTube. Really like the name, Rockabilly Fame. So I would make the first scene, I would fill random encounters in the middle, because I also need to give them time. Like a 20-minute campaign is not fun. So filling it with encounters, potentially a combat encounter, like maybe they run into a feral crazy person. So next they go to the theater. There's crumbling columns and gargoyles, so that lets me know how to decorate the map. The marquee's been ripped down. A lingering scrap says, penned by Bertrand Gilliard, rising star of the stage. Front doors boarded shut, close indefinitely. So here's all the ways that they can get in. So I'm going to need to go through here. So I had to include an outside area with a locked door. I'm going to need to possibly make a customized token that's boarded up. Which is fine. Like, let's take a peek at that map one more time. So VTT maps. There we go. The theater. So I already know roughly the dimensions of this place. So it's just a simple 5-foot door, just a 1-unit door. It's actually not too hard to make. So we know that it is a simple door and it's boarded up. So we're gonna come over here to Blender. This is how I make customized tokens. Bet you didn't expect 3D modeling today. I told you, but you probably thought I was lying. Now we're gonna get into the nitty gritty. This is making a custom tile for foundryVTT. Get my glove on. All right, so I'm going to start by clearing the scene because I don't need any of this stuff. Don't need a camera, don't need a light. So foundryVTT's 3D canvas uses WebGL, which unfortunately means most of the shaders that you would find in Blender don't work. So it has to be pretty basic. You can't go too crazy with the designs. So here we are in Blender. I'm on my drawing tablet. To control my mouse, I just find it easier to work with this rather than a mouse. So I'm going to go ahead and add a cube. And I don't want it in the middle of the world. That would actually make things pretty hard when I import it into Foundry. I'm going to get a little closer. Going to press G, raise it in the Z axis, or press Z. Then try and match it to the bottom of the world as close as possible. Probably an easier way to do it, but that's how I do it. Next, cube's too fat. Like, let's assume by our conversions that these 4 squares on the grid are a 5-foot block in Foundry, yes? We know that a door is not that, so we're going to go ahead and scale it in. We're going to scale it in on the x-axis because that's what the red line is right here. And scale it in on the x-axis until it's roughly the size of what we think a door thickness is. Okay. Not bad. I can deal with that. But it's also too wide. Like, have you ever gone through a 5-foot door? Chances are that'd be a double door, but that's not what we need. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to scale in on the y-axis now. There we go. So in a 5-foot block, that's the size that it should be when we put it into Foundry. So just because the D&D doesn't always mean medieval, because it is supposed to be fantasy, so we can get a little articulate with this door. But for the sake of this stream and the understanding, we're going to keep things just a little basic, okay? So let's assume this door is made of wood. I'm not going to go through modeling the wood. I like making that a texture because that does all the work for me. So I'm going to be focusing on the basic shape of the door here and remembering to add in the boards because the boards are going to be what makes the boards are what we're here for. Like, we know that the boards are there. If I build this properly, the PCs are going to be standing outside. They'll see the boards there. Then I get to walk them through how to get rid of those and how to continue on with the campaign. So let's keep things simple. We're gonna add in another cube. Okay, we're going to go to our modifiers tab and we're gonna add a subdivision. Cool. Subdivision modifier, subdivision surface. There we go. As you can see, that turned into kind of a ball. We're gonna up the levels to 4. All right. Next is what was it? B. Oh. God, I wish I could remember the names of this. Shoot. Never be afraid to Google in the middle of your creative process, guys. Displace. There we go. Displace, then decimate. That's what I was looking for. So, displace. Oh. Displace. Go. Displace. 2. Keep that. Fine. Do. I know I was missing something. I need to download a texture to make this rock. Allow. I need a fabric. Being stupid. Oh, excuse me. I'm just having trouble finding a good one. Okay, so let's turn these down because we want a less organic shape. But it's also got to still be low poly because it's still a computer. Or it's a web browser. If I put too much detail into it, the web browser will crash. Let's turn on that, which lets me make edits to a bunch of areas and choose a lasso. Go to edit mode and get rid of displace because we're not using it right now. We're gonna apply the subdivision modifier. Apply. Okay, go back to edit mode and choose just a bunch of them. to actually bring this side in a bit more. Cool. So the reason I'm doing this is because I'm now modeling the rock that will frame our door. Want a bit more square shape and bring this down. Bring this out, match it a little bit over here. There we go. Next I am going to turn off that feature. I can't remember the name of it. I'm going to turn on X-ray so I can make sure that I choose everything. And X, delete faces. Almost. Faces. Oh. I'm going to turn off X-ray now. Need it. Getting all this. And delete faces. Why I'm doing that will make sense in a little bit. Now let's go back to object mode. We're going to scale this down. Not going to rotate it yet. So I need to start framing the door. So G for move, Y to move on the Y axis. Okay. We're going to make it a little thinner now. So S to scale, Y on the Y axis. There we go. Okay. GZ to move on the up and down. So we don't want this clipping with the door. I'm going to go back to edit mode. I'm going to delete these faces. We don't want them colliding with the door faces. Everyone on Twitch, go ahead and go get some water while the ads are playing. Why bring it over? What do you guys think? Rough rock or? Yeah, actually, I have a better idea. Sorry, this is free. This is all free flow, man. This is all free flow. Shift A, mesh. Gonna add a cube again. Gonna scale it to match the door, maybe just a little bit bigger than it to give some depth. And now we're gonna bring in our size to roughly the size of the cube that we want. Okay. Gonna bring it up. Gonna bring it over. Good stuff. Good stuff. S X. Make it a little bit bigger than the door, yeah? All right. Oh, gotta bring it up a little bit more. Okay. Shift B should be bevel. Oh, okay. Stop that. Edit. No. All right. Let's get some faces in here. So actually, I'm gonna add a loop right here, because we're not gonna be using. I would like to model this stuff only once. So I'll show what I mean in a minute. So now I want to put a bezel. Colby? No. Or a bevel is what I mean. Not bezel, bevel. Select the edge, Control B. Double tool. Okay. That's fine. So we have our edge selected, Control B. Here's the bevel. Do edge with type Offset is fine. There we go. I don't want it extreme. I just don't want a solid flat face. So that got that edge. So now let's go down here. Control B. Oh. There we go. Gonna repeat it with this edge. Control B. Yeah, there we go. And Control B. All right, so not entirely uniform, which is fine. That's kind of what we're going for something slightly organic. Like a rock is technically organic because it's nature, it's caused by nature. So one last thing we could do to add some detail here is I'm gonna try and go to sculpt mode now. Fun. God, I haven't used sculpt mode in a minute. What's this one? Crease. I'm looking for carve. It also doesn't help that there's been a update, so these are all different now. Great. There we go. So I think if I just drag, are you filling? What's this one? Of course, you're just not doing anything, because why would you? I just want to carve thing. Come on. Where is it? Because you don't have a subdivision on. Yeah, fuck it. I'll do the fine details like that later. Because I don't want to waste everyone's time looking through some menus here. But we do have our first building block, right? Now to keep from having to just duplicate this 50,000 times, we're gonna do this a little smart. I'm gonna grab an array modifier. Gonna adjust our offset from the X to the Z because we wanted to go up. Set the Z index to 1. So as we can see, it is now tiling, which would be great. We're gonna up the count and put one up there. Actually, gotta be a way to bend this. Yeah, let's go ahead and add a few more here. And there should be another, like a curve modifier. Yeah, curve yours. Y-axis. No, of course. Why would it? Down. Yep. Do this. Go. Gonna go Shift D. Just gonna put it over here on this one. We're gonna get rid of the modifier. That way we have a building block. Gonna do one more Shift D. Y, bring it on over. Then we're gonna take this one. Y, middle. GZ. What the fuck? Z. That's weird. So if I had a curved top, I was gonna try and like bend the rocks over just to like kind of cheese doing a rock arch, but we're gonna keep it flat for now. Scale in the y-axis. Oh, come on. So, a little goofy, but it's fine. GZ, bringing it down. And we're gonna try and line it up a little better. GY. Go ahead and look in the front. That's good enough. Good enough for a demo. So, kind of basic looking door. Maybe I would make the rocks a little thicker. This isn't a final product, just showing you what I'm doing. So we can go two routes here. If you're going to use a flat image for the map, you don't need to put a base on. If you're going to put this out for printing, you're going to want a base. Doing a base is like silly easy. It's just a cube. Maybe you carve a grid into it if you're feeling like it. I'm not going to show any of that. You already know the steps. So what I would do with the door now is I would use a cube, model out some boards, go crisscross applesauce over this door to show that it's boarded up, and it's all good. Then I would import it into Foundry, put it in the scene, boom, visual representation of a boarded up door. So let's take another look at this place. So what I would start to prepare, so I can already see that this place has multiple levels, so I know I'm gonna have to model some stairs. I would do some basic modeling to show off this rug, basic texturing to show off this rug and the stairs. Let's go ahead and make things a little easier for me. Let's get this image downloaded. Here we go. And 35 high, 25 wide. What are your pixel dimensions? 4053, 5672. I'm going to show you why that matters. We're going to come over to Foundry. Yes, it is Foundry time, everyone. There's my other worlds. We're going to make a new one. This one, the Horror Within. Game system, we're going to set it in D&D 5e. This campaign is meant for 8th level players. Front page theme, default. Oh yeah, background image. Let's go ahead and get that. I just have my own little folder structure here. You can do whatever you want. Where'd I put it? There we go. And upload. I would do a description closer to when I would put out the listing. Oh yeah, that was one thing I did want to say, is that this campaign that I am making right now, this one shot, as well as any other campaigns that you see listed here, are games that I am running on startplaying.games. I am a paid DM, and you can hire me there if you want to. Let's see. Let me go ahead and grab the link. Where's the link? Of course, I can't see the description while it's live. 1 second. Let me get it from the link stack. Yeah, just show me the links. Holy shit. There we go. Go ahead and pin that. What do you mean you can't pin it? Twitch, you suck. All right. Go ahead and recopy this. Send it everywhere. So everyone has it. There you go. Oh, you can pin that one? Fucking hell. Okay. So anyway, we made the horror within. I've applied a thumbnail to it. So if I've done it right, the first thing that the players see will be my thumbnail and the join screen. There we go. And then a black screen because nothing's been made. So what I would like to start with usually is a landing screen. First thing that the players see, especially if you've been working in the background on stuff, having a landing page that they see whenever they load up Foundry is a great way to, mind our dust. It also keeps them from peeking whenever they're offline, because you just activate the landing. You're the GM, you control the navigation. People can't peek ahead. It's just a picky thing for me. Images. Where'd it go? There it is. So I'm going to go ahead and set the background image to my thumbnail. The grid, we're going to go ahead and turn it off. I like to just turn off the grid opacity. There we go. So whenever Foundry loads for my players, this is what they're greeted with. Go ahead and configure it further. There's a scene padding percentage. Go ahead and turn that down. Grid style. Thickness. Opacity, that's fine. Navigation name, that's fine. It just pulls its existing name. There we go. So this is fine kind of as is. We can go a bit farther though to not be so basic about it. I'm going to go ahead into the lighting panel. I'm going to make sure we're on day so it's lit. I'm going to draw a light source. I'm going to place one up here. Light animation. I would like to, let's see what ghostly light looks like. Is it even doing anything? I can kind of see it. So to fix that, let's turn up the intensity, advanced luminosity, and saturation. There we go. Shadows up. Yeah, shadow down. Contrast up. Down. Down. Way down. There we go. Now we can actually see the swirl. And that's just up here. Kind of. Yeah, it has to be on it. Let's see. What else can I do? What else can I do? I'm going to draw another light. Going to put it on down here. This one is going to be a particle emitter. It is too big because I goofed the light. So let's try it again. And drag it down. We don't want to affect so much. Light animation. What is it? Where are you? Ghost light. It's a swirl. Very light. All right, so now we can turn this one less intense. Turn luminosity down because we just want the swirls. We don't want to do too much here. Up the saturation because I like the colors. I just didn't like how much it was brightening the scene. Up the contrast. So now it's actually affecting what's below it, which is good. Let's take one more light. Let's have it affect the whole canvas here. Let's see what animation we could put on here. Let's do... Starlight? Maybe? Ooh. Okay, yeah. I'm liking what it's doing with the title. Gonna turn up the luminosity. No, too much. There we go. Saturation, we're gonna turn down. No, up. We're gonna turn it up. We like bold colors here. There we go. Went from just a flat thumbnail to actual animated lighting. Adding effects to your landing screen is just a professional thing. It shows people that you actually care. Like why I'm trying to lean so far into 3D now is just better presentation. So now that we have the landing done, that's what the players will see once the game loads. So next we mentioned that we need the, what was it? I'm spacing. It was the meeting room where you run into the wife. So we can go two routes here. I can either make the map for meeting the wife, which is a room, or I can start making the character tokens. Actually, having a map to drop the character tokens on would be a lot more useful. So for generation purposes, so we're gonna go ahead and make the room. For that, I need to open up another piece of software. Just one moment. You guys are gonna love it. Documents. Open, please. Open, please. There it goes. It's loading. File, new map. Digital. Let's set the... Yeah, forest is fine. Not gonna use the outside. Elevation, flat. Vegetation, none. No water, no weather. Room placement. Yeah, water level. Great. All right, let me change the scene real quick. Versus. There we go. So what we are looking at right now is Dungeon Alchemist. It is a really strong tool that I lean into for making maps. And you'll get to see why here in a second. So let's do village. Yeah. I don't really have a rich person house, so let's assume that they're not rich, right? They're teachers. Their salary isn't that good, right? It's not. Why would it be? So for that, we're gonna grab cabin. Since this is just a room to hold a conversation, we can keep this really basic. Let's get a 5x5 square. Look at that. I already have a room. And it's in 3D. So maybe I don't like these walls or these asset placements. I can go here into objects. I'm gonna get rid of hammock. They're not that poor. I'm gonna move this door because let's assume I'm looking at it from this way, right? Like that's how they're looking at it in the game. I want to make the room over here where they run into the crazy husband. But first off, let's deal with some of this presentation, right? So they're living in a town that the house isn't going to be made of wood. We're gonna come over to where is it? Floor. Gonna look for maybe a stone floor. No. They could have a wood floor, just not scrap wood. Let's go this one. There we go. That's looking a bit more presentable. So now let's look at the walls. Is that doors? Yeah, it's doors again. Hello. Thought I heard an alarm. We can definitely replace these windows though. If we're gonna update the walls, then we gotta have thematically appropriate windows. So anyway, here we go. Plaster. We're gonna go kind of old. Yeah. So we also gotta update the outside. There we go. Now that's looking like a little townhome. Oh, there's more windows. Son of a bitch. Go away. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do this again for the next room, but it's fine. Place to store their stuff. Cool. What do you get? Shit. We're gonna have to update the door too. Fine. Fine. Gonna put this here. Awesome. Of course, YouTube didn't update. Hang on. I got you. First one. That one. See, I'm making stuff. All right, so now we could look at windows. You know what? I think a ruined window would be great because maybe he busted it out in his manic rage. What about you? How do you look? No. Maybe? All right, we're gonna put one over here. We'll put another one over here. An uncomfortable breeze flows through the room as these windows aren't being windows right now. Let's see. What kind of door would fit in here? Not a chapel door. Maybe no, that doesn't fit. It's not really a plaster door. Rickety door? No. They're not destitute. They're just not rich. There we go. Simple door. See? Simple. Okay. So the last thing we wanted to add, well, technically two things. So I do want to sell the illusion that this is actually a livable house. Just most of it's locked off. So we're gonna put a hallway right here leading to the locked room that the crazy person's in. Do that. Can I just move a room? No. I'm gonna try and like fill it with props and stuff, like line the floor with it. Oh, excuse me. Leading to a room that's even more destroyed. And I'll show you why I make my maps in here. Because I am saving so much time using this program. Be the crazy person in the locker room? Yes, you can, Lund. He's written with you in mind specifically. All right, adding. Hallway shouldn't be too long, so just a 5x1. Okay, good. And they were nice enough to generate us a door right here. So, there we go. Yes. Actually, I'm going to extend this room a bit more. Just a longer hallway. I'm gonna fake it with more doors. Grab this door, get rid of it. I don't need it. Don't need it. Don't need it. Can I get rid of this wall? No. Sometimes it's quirky, and I'm still learning it. Can I combine those, please? Oh my god, you keep putting doors. You keep fucking putting doors. Stop. I don't need them. Where's the wall button? I get rid of these walls. Yeah, delete it. Don't need it. Delete that too. Edit room shape. Extend. No! Damn it. Oh. Okay, back. Cancel. Oh, that's because I'm clicked on the big room. My bad. There we go. Now I can do it. You know, Len, I'm starting to feel like the crazy person in the room because I keep yelling at a non-sapient program. So that window is probably fine. We want to get rid of these because I'm going to replace them with doors. Gonna put this actually over here. Now let's look at doors. Single doors. We're gonna leverage our simple door again. Just to really give the illusion of like, okay, maybe the bedrooms are over here. The players are never gonna go there. Well, make mistakes in the heat of passion. Yes. Make sure they each have $1. No one here has $1. They're teachers. They don't have dollars. Crazy. And put that there. I'm gonna duplicate it one more time. This will count as the front door. Again, a whole lot of illusion, but the players aren't gonna know. So now we get to dress the walls again. And the outside's already done. Cool. So he's gonna go in here. I think I like that floor. It looks like a refuse room. Next, he's been in there for a while. He's obviously not happy about it. We gotta dress it up with some furniture for him to knock over. So we're gonna start with some candles. Candelabra. Off. I said off. Where is the... Can I rotate it? Can I rotate you, please? Fine. Loose candle. Give me a candle. That's a big fucking candle. I guess I could paint stuff. Maybe this will work. Furniture? Pillows? Maybe? Random? It's not even doing it. Oh. Yeah, just make that smaller. Like a lot smaller. Pillows. Oh, okay, that's a lot of chalices. Too many chalices. Take down that density. Okay. Get some pumpkins in there. No. Some bread, though. Ah, yeah. Some pillars. I don't even know anymore. A book. Why is it so big? Fine. Oh, yeah. Candle. Can I edit it now? Okay, I can at least turn it off. But it's a big fucking candle. And there's a lit candle right here. Oh. I want this guy sad. Best way to complain to players to not wander to the other rooms? I just say it's locked. Like when I build the map, there'll be locked doors. I mean, if I run into the players that are like, well, I want to go in there and rob them, I can just let them. I guess I can make rooms, simple bedrooms. Also, I think I just wouldn't let them. It's kind of railroady, but also it's like, hey, you're here to be heroes, not rob a family down on their luck. This house is shaped like shit. Yeah, the crazy dude's going to be in here, which can also wind up with a really close quarters fight against him if they say the wrong thing. What do you guys think? Should I make the rooms or just tell them, no, you don't be an evil prick? Everyone on Twitch that isn't subscribed, there is an ad coming. This is a prime time to go to the bathroom, take your meds, drink some water. Speaking of taking their meds, I will take mine. That one needs the refill. There we go. Don't be evil. Okay, so that means we get to move on with our lives. In order to draw the players to it more, I can add some clutter outside. I think that'll help. Do broken pottery. There we go. Let's go ahead and erase this stuff over here. There we go. Gonna paint some more. Just kind of leading into that room, right? Like he just kept breaking shit. Maybe he stole a lot of vases. Who knows? No, I didn't mean to. No. There we go. Maybe clear this room up a little bit. All right, that should draw them towards there. I can even make a point of mentioning it. Mentioning it when I describe the scene, it's like, you know, you walk out of the room and you see a line of destroyed pottery leading towards this room. The door barely hanging on its hinges. You see it vibrate as the person beyond it starts to scream at the top of their lungs in a language that you don't comprehend. Boom. Scene set. And when they play the game, it'll present like this. So go ahead and... Is there a way I can trim it down? Because there's a lot of foliage for them to not do anything. Grid. Okay, grid over everything. Graphics. Quality. Yeah, sure. File, export. Foundry. So it also generated a roof. So I can use this map in two ways. It outputs as a 2D map with a roof. So I can have a flat playboard. I actually can't pull the 3D model itself out of this. I wish. I wish so bad. Let's see. Square, good. Normal borders. Sure, why not? Give me the roof. Give me the roof. Lighting, it'll do its best. Sure, why not? Export. And what it gives me is the image as well as a JSON file. That JSON file is really important because it lets me pre-draw the walls, the windows, the doors, without me having to do it. So I don't have to sit here for, you know, another hour manually redrawing all the doors and shit. What were these people's names? PDF 2. Lang. All right. Lang house. And it's exporting. I have my files. Cool. Got it. Now I can close this. We go back to Foundry. Okay, so the reason I went through all that nonsense, right? It's actually really simple. Ben and Jerry. Ha ha ha. They're ice cream makers. They're not university professors. They lied to me. We're going to create a new scene. 2 Lang house. Okay. I haven't enabled any funny modules yet, too. So, background, we're not going to set that yet. I actually shouldn't have named it either. Because we're going to go to import data. We're going to drag the ground floor in, import, go here, configure, set the background image. Maps, create a new folder. Doors within. Now we're going to upload the actual map itself, the background image. Save and select. Did you not do it? You bitch. Thank you. Save. Okay. So now if we pop view scene. So as you can see, it already put the lights. If I go to the wall editor, made the walls, made the windows. So now what I can do is I can double click this. It's door. It is locked. This door, locked. This is a window. Oh, no, this is the back door, I think. Yeah, I set this to lock too. So 3 locked rooms in the back, a window. So if I turned on token vision, everything would be just hunky-dory here, actually, and they wouldn't be able to go somewhere that they shouldn't. If I wanted to, I can make another one of these scenes, import the roof level, and then using the levels module, I would be able to set the roof on top of this. But let's focus on the people. So I'm gonna go to my modules, manage modules. You know, while I'm here, do those. Activora, combat HUDs, animations, conditions, evocations, masteries. Bailiwick is useless to me because I don't give them money. Chat commander, D&D. Dice so nice. Drag ruler, yes. Tile utilities, yes. Gonna do GM. Item piles, that's an important one. JB2A, that's where my animations come from. Defaults migrations, lock and key, which lets me generate keys to lock doors. Loot sheets, that's how I make merchants. MIDI QL is important, yes. All the monks, oh my god. Not going to enable mortal needs on this campaign because they're not going to be out long enough to need to manage their food. At least I don't think they will. Multi-level tokens. Save. Go ahead and reload. Well, something broke. I understand. Okay. And now I have a whole bunch of configurations ahead of me. Okay. Yes. I accept. I don't need to take a tour. On the landing page. Where'd my thing go? How bad did everything just break? Damn. I broke my background. This is fine. I'll just leave that as is. They're not really gonna hit a merchant. I could probably turn that off later if I need to. I'm kind of worried why this broke. Failed drawing. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, I think I know how to fix this. Uh-oh. It's still broken. Guys, it's still broken. Blocked by client. Box little details. Token highlight remove. Huh. Uh-oh. Those aren't active. Okay. Those are automated conditions. Where's this one? Agile is not a function. Oh, drag ruler. Okay, it's fine. I can turn off drag ruler. Manage modules. Save. Yes. And that's part of troubleshooting a virtual tabletop. I fixed it. Whatever. Anyway. Unpause. And go back to our scene. I don't want to take any more time doing a roof. Let's move on to the people. So we got to do Olivia Lang. Doing that is actually rather easy because of all the modules and stuff that we just have. With just having Foundry. I'm gonna go modern content. I'm gonna go to actors. Commoner. Okay. We're gonna drag another one for the crazy dude. He's gonna be locked in here. So, doing that did two things, and you're gonna like it. So now I just have these people here. But now I can also toggle 3D mode. So it automatically generated some walls, the doors and the windows. Those are okay. I'm probably not going to use them. Let's go here. Going to configure the 3D canvas of it. Visibility, we're going to turn off walls and doors. It's going to cry about it. And then you see that we still have the same tokens that we were using, just converted to standees. So I'm going to go ahead and delete those. I'm going to do something a little quirky. I only need one commoner. Gotta keep space where I can. Now, if I drag in this commoner, what do you think is going to happen? It just generates the same standee again? Or is it going to be cool? If you were transported to the world of D&D of all the fantasy games and had to make your perfect characters yourself, what would you choose? Race, class, multi-class if you want, etc. You want it, you got it. Oh, it was cool? Okay. Boom, 3D token. Automatically. I love the 3D canvas module. If I were transported to the world of D&D, that is a good question, Mark Haggart. Of all the fantasy games, or all fantasy games, I would choose to go to Shadowrun because I love playing a decker. Hacking things, having to deal with sprites, navigating the digital space. But yeah, it matched it as a commoner, so it assigned a 3D commoner token. Also, the scene is just already made with doors. I have to raise the lights. It has this little quirk where it puts the lights in the floor, but that's also easy. Or light animation, it has to be like 4 specific ones in order to animate. Come on. Oh, it froze. I broke it. We just reload at that point. Yes, I don't show it again. I know. Quick start. I don't need it. Go back here. So it still keeps them top down for the 2D mode. And here's a way to just default it to 3D. Use 3D for geometry. Only if not flying. Gonna save. We're gonna go back to 3D mode. There we go. So it's smart enough to recognize them between. So say I'm playing with someone whose computer isn't strong enough to render all this stuff, right? Then I can just toggle off 3D mode and it's the same map. It's actually really nice. I love it a lot. So we have our commoner here. If we go back to the thing, I'm actually supposed to be using a noble token. So I chose the wrong one because I'm an idiot. So we're going to go back here and delete this commoner. Bye-bye. Going to go back to our module. Modern content. Actors. We're going to type noble. Here we have a noble. Oh, it's not always accurate. Let's see. 3D model token browser noble. Oh no. Okay. Commoner. Let's do that one. You don't look like an Olivia. Let's just get that one back. It's fine. It also imports it with custom colors. They're just supposed to be representations anyway. Material. That's how I can dress it up if they want more like a more tabletop feel, which actually I'm going to show because I love running this for all of my 3D games. So the token's good. I'm going to click update. No longer a pile of ooze. But now we have a noble actor with the proper stat block for a noble. Like commoners have one stat block, nobles have another. In fact, I think the nobles are a little stronger. But we don't want just the name noble to appear. So we're going to go into identity. Going to update this to Olivia Lang. Represented by the noble actor. Think actor data. And we're going to set this to neutral. There we go. So it doesn't really update it here. Because it's not how I teleported it in. But now it says Olivia Lang on the table, which is what matters. Just to sort everything, I'm going to make an NPC folders. I'm going to drag them into here. Just a little spring cleaning. Crazy dude. I'm just going to make him a normal commoner. Don't have to go through all that again. And he gets put in timeout. So we have the 3D tokens here. If I go back to 2D mode, they have the top-down tokens that I really like. Kind of. So if I wanted to update it 2D, that's actually kind of easy. So I'm going to go to a folder where I just have a bunch of tokens. Where are you? Where are you? Da, 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 da. Oh, did I put it somewhere else? Did I put it somewhere stupid? I think I put it somewhere stupid. Oh, I totally put it somewhere stupid. Okay. I gotta fix my stupid. New folder tokens. It's gonna take a minute. Okay. Unzipping shit. Does that mean I also lost my fucking Curse of Strahd tokens? Just because I didn't put them away? God damn it. Still looking. I'm holding out hope. I'm slowly losing hope. I'm crying. Damn it. Some of the custom stuff I did. Yeah, I'll find them later. Anyway. Tokens. Adventurers? I don't know. Anyway, NPCs, commoners. Oh no, mobiles. There we go. So as you can see, I have wait. Oh, that shows my name. I don't want to show that. Small folk, tiefling, human. There's a female noble. There we go. So I come in here. Appearance, image path. Gonna update this. Assets, images, tokens. And then I drag human female, noble, select, and update. There we go. We have an Olivia. That took forever. I'll track down my Curse of Strahd folder. It's on the computer. I've been in it. Yeah, I have top-down tokens for the entire Curse of Strahd cast, so I will be using that. I might be converting my Curse of Strahd campaign to 3D with optional 2D. How's it going? It is going great. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh, we're making D&D stuff and the stretch. Oh, that was my back. Oh, I just destroyed my back. Oh, that was great though. God, I love this token pack, and it's free. It's free. I didn't have to pay shit. If anyone knows anything about me, is that I will make free work forever. Dragonmire, thank you for checking in. Anyone not subscribed over on Twitch, an ad is starting. So anyway, we have meeting with Olivia, and here is the husband that is crazy. We have the destroyed stuff leading to there, and we have it in 3D. So now I did promise to show you how I made this into a table. You're gonna love it. So first off, we configure the scene. We have a whole lot of stuff here that we don't need. Environment, padding area, we're gonna use none. There we go. So the border is just what comes with Dungeon Alchemist maps. There's not really much I can do about that. And it's this is a really fun part. Let's say I wanted them to feel like they were playing in a tavern, yeah? So let's go down here. We're gonna grab a table. Or I can model a table, but yeah, this is just showing it off, yeah. Gonna grab this one. Drag it onto the world. So there's its size right now. So we're gonna scale it way the fuck up. And bring it down. Just under the map itself. There we go. So there we go. We have a table. We are now playing D&D on a table in Foundry. It's like Tabletop Simulator, but with the power of Foundry behind it, because Tabletop Simulator doesn't have all that automation. But this doesn't feel like a tavern. Like we're out in the void, yeah? So let's go ahead and change that. Configure, environment, skybox. I want to update this. It comes with many, but I uploaded one of my own. I think oh no, there it is. And then save. Oh no, that's the map. My bad. Whoops. Environment. Those are maps. Images. Where did it go? Skybox. There we go. Select. Save. There we go. So now we're playing D&D in a tavern. All right. But maybe this isn't enough to sell the effect, right? Maybe this isn't enough. So we go back to our props. And the neat thing about making the map a background is I can't click it, so I can't break it. Let's see. What would you find in a tavern? What would you find in a tavern? Let's find a cup. Mug. There we go. Here's mug. As you can see, it's tiny. So again, we're gonna scale it way the fuck up. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, I love it. We're gonna rotate it a little bit so the handle's out of the way. This is just dressing it up. Plate. Can we get a plate? There we go. Scaled way up. Because what's D&D without food, right? Candle. Playing this game by candlelight. I forget the triple candle too, because we've been here a while. Scale that up. Not as much as the mug. Drag it over. I'm gonna close the active thing. There we go. So how's that looking? Is that D&D or what? Food? Is there food? Ah, there is. I can put stuff on the plate. We have an apple? And bacon. Then says we're playing tabletop like bacon. Get that onto the plate here. So there is a boundary. There are limits. But there we go. We have an apple and we have some bacon. Oh shit, the bacon's under the plate. Bacon's under the plate. Don't panic. Don't panic. I'm panicking. There we go. Bacon. Apple and bacon. Candle and a mug. On our virtual table in a virtual tavern playing D&D with our homies or whoever feels like paying for my game. Okay, but it's still a little bright. It still looks like we're playing it outside, right? Let's say this tavern is lit by, yeah, it's just a shit ton of candles. So we're gonna come back here, configure lighting. We're on 3D lighting. We're gonna tint the scene a little bit. Let's see. Get a decent little fire color a little bright because we don't want to darken everything too much. Keep exposure at 1. Update this to like 5. Save. I'm feeling so immersed. And the tokens are still here. Players will be able to freely navigate this world. All right, I was trying to fix the lighting. The lights on the scene. So whenever they decide to work, elevation, let's set that to 7. Hey, I didn't really give it a color, did I? Oh well. Oh, it assigned itself. I didn't. Flickering light. Oh no. It was pulse. I think was working. All right. I gotta enable. Go to lighting. Turn that off. Yeah, I'll figure it out at some point. Fuck it. Update the elevation here. Put that at 7. And the crazy dude's room is dark. Because fuck them, that's why. And with that, we have a fully 3D'd first room of our campaign. So when the players make their characters, and I import them because I have them build it in D&D Beyond, and then I import it into my game. There's a couple things that I can do. One, if they want to commission it, because I'll be damned if I do it for free, I can 3D model their character token. Or they can make their character in Hero Forge, and if they pay for their character, I can then import it directly into Foundry. Or the last thing is that if they have art, I can do the cardboard standee thing. It's really whatever they want at that point. Once those are set, the world is ready to go. I can place custom journal things here so I can follow along as they reach specific areas, which I would do. It's at this point that I would assess what other maps I should do. Like say I wanted the creepy town encounter, then I gotta make the town. So the one thing I wish I had was the advanced add-on, but I don't have the money for it. Because then because with these walls and doors, it does its best, but it's not enough for me, right? Like it manages the elevation, it counts as walls, it counts as doors. It just doesn't look right. It's just basic green or basic gray. That's why I was going through how to model doors, how to model walls, because then I can create my own custom walls, import them as tokens, and replace these placeholders. Because the only other alternative is on the paid module, slapping a material on them that make them fit the scene. Or I can just model it and make it a physical object. So that is what I would do while prepping for the campaign, is start modeling those assets, getting them textured, getting them imported into Foundry, and replacing these placeholder walls, which are only powered by what walls were drawn when the map was made. Because I like them having the option of the 2D map. I do want to start pivoting to 3D D&D. And picture it, like you're playing a 3D map, like it's generating its own shadows and everything, in a virtual tavern on a virtual table. I guess the other thing is that the paid module has particle emissions where I can put one right here to light the candle, but that's a tiny detail. Yeah, because look at this. This feels so homey. And I think the immersion is part of what I sell with my paid listings. Again, if you're on Twitch, check the pinned comment. for the GM listing. I will be listing these games as soon as they are up. I will continue to do Foundry streams as I develop these modules. But other than that, I think I am all out of time for today. I don't have enough time to get anything else meaningful done, so I'm going to go ahead and call it here today. I'm going to find someone to raid. I'm going to look for a VTuber that is playing Dungeons and Dragons. See if we can make a friend today. Dungeons and Dragons. VTuber. Which one looks good? I'm wondering. All right, this person is using Foundry, so I think this would be a good person to raid into. Anthem's Archive. All right, yeah. They are playing D&D inside Foundry, so I hope that sounds good. Back over here. /raid. Anthem's Archive. All right, but thank you so much, everyone, for sticking around while I figured stuff out. This is probably going to be a new wave of content for me. So if you like it, go ahead and hit the follow or subscribe if you're on YouTube. I hope everyone had a good time. I had a great time. And I will see everyone in the next one, which should be Thursday, where I will continue making the Horrors Within. I will try and pre-make some 3D assets before stream so that we don't have to sit through that. Start modeling out this house. And moving on to other encounters, because we have a whole 2 other places that we got to make. But anyway, everyone take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all hopefully in the next one. Everyone, bye-bye.